scene script. Have you ever stopped to consider how many choices you make in a day? From the moment we open our eyes to the time we drift off to sleep, our lives are a continuous stream of decisions. The alarm clock rings. Do we hit snooze or jump out of bed? What should we wear? What breakfast should we eat? Should we walk, drive, or take public transportation? Every single day, we navigate a sea of choices, some big, some small, but all impactful in their own way. Choice is a fundamental component of our existence. It's the cornerstone of our individuality, the engine that drives our personal journey. It's in the choices we make where we see our values, our priorities, and our desires reflected. Every choice is a statement, a step forward in the direction we want our lives to take. But consider this: each decision we make, no matter how small, requires a certain amount of mental effort. This is what psychologists refer to as decision fatigue. It's the reason why after a long day of making decisions, we might find it harder to decide what to have for dinner or which movie to watch. The brain, much like a muscle, gets tired after prolonged use. Constant decision-making can be exhausting, and this can lead to reduced decision-making ability or even decision avoidance. Now, in a world that celebrates freedom and autonomy, having an abundance of choices is often seen as a positive thing. After all, more choices mean more opportunities, right? More chances to find the perfect fit, whether it's a pair of jeans, a job, or a life partner. But what if too many choices could actually be a bad thing? What if, instead of liberating us, an overload of options could lead to paralysis, to the very decision avoidance caused by decision fatigue? What if the power of choice, when pushed to the extreme, could turn into a burden? It's a fascinating thought to ponder, isn't it? So let's delve deeper into this paradox of choice in our next scene. Let's delve into a fascinating study known as the JAM study, conducted by Sheena Iyengar, a psychological experiment that has become a classic in understanding the paradox of choice. In this study, Iyengar set up a booth of Wilkin & Sons jams in a California gourmet market. The booth was displayed to shoppers on 2 consecutive Saturdays. On one Saturday, the booth featured an assortment of 24 different kinds of jam, while on the other Saturday, the booth only displayed 6 types of jam. Now, you might naturally assume that having more options would lead to more sales. After all, with more to choose from, there's something for everyone, right? Well, not quite. The results of the study were not only surprising, but also counterintuitive. When the booth displayed 24 jams, it attracted more people due to the extensive variety. However, when it came to purchasing, only 3% of the shoppers actually bought a jar of jam. On the other hand, when the booth displayed only 6 types of jam, fewer people stopped by, but a staggering 30% of those who did ended up making a purchase. These results highlight a phenomenon known as the paradox of choice. The premise of this paradox is that while some choice is undoubtedly better than none, more is not always better than less. In fact, having too many options can lead to decision paralysis, where people feel so overwhelmed by the array of choices that they end up making no choice at all. Moreover, even if people do make a choice, they are often less satisfied with their selection than they would have been if they had fewer options. This is because, with more options, people often second-guess their choices, wondering if one of the other options might have been better. This study brings to light how our assumption that more choices lead to more freedom and greater satisfaction is not always true. In many cases, too many options can actually lead to indecision, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. So, it seems that when it comes to making decisions, less might indeed be more. This brings us to the book The Art of Choosing by Sheena Iyengar. In this thought-provoking work, Iyengar delves deeper into the complex world of choice, building on the findings of the JAM study and offering us a broader canvas to understand this intricate dance of decision-making. At its heart, The Art of Choosing is a journey into the psychology of choice. It's a fascinating exploration of how we as humans navigate the sea of options that life presents us every single day. From the mundane decisions about what to wear or what to eat, to the profound choices about who to love or what career path to tread, Iyengar takes us on a deep dive into the mechanics of these decisions. She illuminates the subtle influences that affect our choices, the hidden biases we carry, and the silent pressures we face, often without even realizing. But the book doesn't stop at the individual level. Iyengar expands her discussion to encompass the cultural differences in decision-making. She delves into how our choices are influenced by the cultural milieu we are part of, highlighting the stark contrasts between individualistic societies that value personal autonomy and collectivist cultures, where decisions are often shaped by the group or community. This cross-cultural perspective brings a new dimension to our understanding of choice, reminding us that our decisions are not made in a vacuum, but are deeply embedded in our social and cultural fabric. Finally, Iyengar explores the impact of choice on our overall satisfaction and well-being. Here, she revisits the findings of the JAM study, underscoring the paradox of choice. While we often equate more choices with more freedom and therefore more happiness, Iyengar shows us that the reality is not so straightforward. Having too many options can lead to decision paralysis, anxiety, and dissatisfaction, casting a shadow on our quest for happiness. The Art of Choosing is more than just a book about making decisions. It's a mirror that reflects our lives, our societies, and our inner selves. It's a guide that helps us navigate the labyrinth of choices, shedding light on the unseen forces that shape our decisions and, ultimately, our destinies. Choice is indeed an art, and like any art, it requires practice and understanding, and The Art of Choosing is a masterclass in understanding this art, offering us the tools to make more informed, satisfying, and meaningful choices in our lives. Let's recap what we've learned about the art of choosing. This journey began with exploring the power of choice, a concept that is so pivotal it shapes our lives in ways we often don't realize. Choices, as we've discovered, are not merely about selecting between options A, B, or C. They are about navigating the complex web of possibilities that life presents to us and making decisions that can have profound effects on our personal and professional trajectories. We then delved into the intriguing findings of the JAM study, a research endeavor that showcased the paradox of choice. This study illuminated the fact that while choice is undoubtedly powerful, it can also be overwhelming. When presented with a multitude of options, we often delay making a decision or sometimes avoid making one altogether. The JAM study teaches us that more is not always better. It serves as a reminder that the quality of our choices often trumps the quantity. Our exploration then led us to the heart of The Art of Choosing, a book that isn't just about making decisions, but understanding the influences that shape these decisions. It's about recognizing the subtle and not so subtle forces that guide our choices, from societal pressures to cognitive biases. Understanding these forces empowers us to make more informed and satisfying decisions, enriching our lives in the process. In essence, The Art of Choosing is a journey of self-discovery. It's about peeling back the layers of our decision-making processes to understand what truly drives us. It's about learning to navigate the complexities of choice and making decisions that align with our values, aspirations, and unique life contexts. Remember, The Art of Choosing is about more than just making decisions. It's about understanding the power and the limitations of choice and using that understanding to enhance our own lives.